We're back with another one. Coach Colin here, coolest high-performance coach in the world, bringing you the absolute best takes on the podcasts and videos you love. And if you find any value in these videos, or if you've seen me a few times and you're still on the fence, hit that subscribe button. Stay for a while. We're going right into it. It's 1957. Shane Gillis, the JRE. We're at 2 hours, 26 minutes, 58 seconds. And in this clip, Joe actually gives a really good suggestion. Now, what he's talking about is, well, they were on the topic of talking about videos that they've been seeing from Ukraine and Russia, not from the whole conflict that's going on. And Joe gives a good suggestion in terms of what people should have to do before they support the war, before they support any war, something that they should have to do visually. And I think it's actually a great idea. I think that would change a lot of people's tunes, because a lot of people who support war have never even been in a fight. So let's get into it.
Whoa. Riley!
Obviously, it's not funny.
It's like, whoa. Like anybody who thinks that, you know, there's something about like the concept of war without visual confirmation of the horrors of war.
Yeah.
Like, I think people, like, how many people that are like really left on Twitter are like literally asking for us to support Ukraine in this war against Russia with more military spending? The people on the left, which is really fascinating, right? But I think part of this whole call to war, it becomes like the thing that the other side is opposed to. So you're going to support this thing.
Yeah.
And you're going to be aligned because the good people are on this side and they're clearly aligned with that thing. So you're going to be on that thing. But if you could see it, if like we had to watch every day, we had to watch footage from the war.
Yeah, you'd say stop.
Yeah. If there was a channel, I mean, because you have all these channels that are dedicated to the news, there's plenty of footage out there that they could capture to show you the actual horrors of war.
I mean, I think that's been a problem with war.
Yeah.
Forever. But is that dudes that get out of it go, we don't need this. We got to stop. This is the worst thing possible.
Yeah.
It's like fucking Red Badge of Courage in the Civil War. They wrote a book that there was like, it's not what you think it is. It's not glory. It's cowardice. It's the worst thing possible.
It's hard.
It's all evil.
Yeah, it's all evil.
Fucking.
But don't you think that without seeing it, I don't know, like that's. Like, that decision should be super important, right? But yet, there's very little, like, there's very little in terms of, like, promoting the actual violence of war in a visual form. There's very little of that available where you could just go to a channel and say, if you want to know what's going on in war, we're going to show you all the video footage that's been accumulated every day of the war in Ukraine. So you'll be able to watch hours and hours of cell phone videos every day of people getting executed, people getting tortured, people getting killed, drone bombed, all that shit. And then you can decide if you want to support war. Because if you don't see that, and then you say you want to support war, what does that even mean? Like, you're talking about some sort of term that doesn't apply to anything that's going to affect your life.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
It's weird, right?
Yeah. I was, this is a little off topic, but, like, I sympathize with fucking Neville Chamberlain. The guy that, like, when Hitler was going wild and he was like, whatever we need to do to avoid war, let's placate and allow. So Chamberlain's, like, considered, like, a coward throughout history. Because then Churchill came in and was like, we're going to fucking fight.
Wow.
But he was the guy, he had witnessed World War I. And he was like, we can't do this again. If he wants to take fucking Czechoslovakia, fucking let him. And everyone was like, this guy's a coward.
Wow.
But then you realize that guy, he was doing what he thought was right. He didn't know there was concentration camps.
Right.
I don't know. And this is definitely not a Nazi Germany versus democracies or allies war. This is, who the fuck knows what this is?
This is a scarier war.
This is a weird war.
It's a weird one.
And it's not like, I don't know.
There's like, it's very clear that.
Fuck. That's the thing. You drink a couple beers, you try to talk. You sound like a dickhead.
No, you don't sound like a dickhead.
I'm just saying, like World War II, it was good guys versus bad guys.
Right.
And we were the good guys. Russia was bad. It was good guys and a bad guy
versus
teaming up to fight the worst guy.
Yeah.
This one, I have no idea
Yeah.
Russia versus Ukraine. What's going on? This isn't a clear cut fucking we need to do it.
I love that he actually said that, because I think there's a lot of people who feel that way. And I think there's a lot of people who are on the left who are really supportive of this whole thing. And again, it's right to what Joe said. They're supportive of it because the other side's not supportive of it. You know, I often say in these videos that I show, you know, how much destruction are we willing to see in the name of inclusion? Because that seems to be what the left does. It's like, it doesn't matter what happens. It's like, oh, are they kids around these types of people? Oh, fine. It doesn't matter. As long as we're not like those horrible people who exclude and discriminate, we're just going to keep on doing this. And it's the same thing with this war. It's like, support the war because we don't want to be like those people. They're xenophobic. That's why they don't want to support the war. We're going to support it fully. And it's just, it's craziness. And to what Joe said, there should be a channel, not even that you can view, that you have to view. Because most of those people, again, they're just trying to go against those MAGA Republicans. It's like, let's just stick it to them and just support this thing. They should have to see what they're actually supporting. They should have to actually view what's going on via both sides, because, you know, death is death. Death is death. It's horrible. Whichever side it happens on, whichever one you feel is good and bad, death is death. It's terrible to see. It's terrible and life-changing to see, especially when you see it on a grand scale. And if you see it in person, it will completely change your whole life. You'll think about it every single day until you die. It's wild. It's wild. And how much money has been sent over there already? We're in the billions, no? Like, I shouldn't even say we're for sure in the billions, but like, we're getting up there. We're getting way up there. We're getting like Elon Musk net worth up there. Like, it's getting silly. There's no need for this. You know? I don't know. That's just my view of it. People should really have to know what it is that they're asking other people to do. You know? Because when you say that you support it and you're supporting it blindly, whether you realize it or not, you're kind of saying that you want to see more death in a way. Because as a war goes on longer and longer, the one thing you can be guaranteed is that more people will pass away. That's the one thing you can guarantee. Can't guarantee who's going to win as it keeps going on, but you can guarantee that there's going to be a bunch of families who are losing the fathers, the heads of their households on both sides. So you should have to see it on Twitter. It should be like a thing on Twitter. I remember one time I was going to share something with my friend and it said, you hadn't read this article yet. And I was like, oh, it wants me to read the article first. And I went and I read it. And I still sent it, but it made me read it. And I was like, okay, you know what? I should read this before I just send this, you know, even though it was a good friend and it didn't matter, but still they should have to do something like that. I think that's an actually good idea, a really good idea. You tweet out something like, I support the war. And then all of a sudden your TV turns on and it says, you have to watch 50 minutes of war. Have a good time. And it's, you know, like, I don't know, man. I just really, my father, he fought, he was a paratrooper. And, you know, when I look at his life, when he was like a man, when he became my father, when he was, you know, older, it makes so much sense why he was messed up in so many ways. Like, he was a paratrooper. He's jumping out of planes. It makes so much sense why he was the way he was. You know, he went through war. It messes you up. You go in there one way and you come out different. You know, some guys hold it together. You look at Tim Kennedy, he holds it together. You look at Jocko, holds it together. You look at Mike Glover, holds it together. Stand-up guys. Not everybody's like that. You know, some guys come back messed up. It's a dangerous thing. Stupid to even say. Of course it's dangerous. It's a war. But what do you think? Do you think that war, the conflict that's going on right now, do you think we should be sending more money? More money? You know, until we get up into whatever number that we're going to get to, you know, 100 billion, 200 billion. Do you think we should just keep sending it because we need to defend that country needs to defend itself, and we need to help that country in every way possible? Or do you think that we should stop and we should possibly, act like, not act like, but take that same reservoir of endless money and maybe put it into the country, maybe make some communities better? I mean, at one time we were talking about defunding the police because we couldn't find the money anywhere to help these inner city, urban communities. Why not help them with that money? Why does it have to go straight to outside of the country? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I am out.